guys, so I'm back. I just couldn't let this drop. It was driving me insane and I needed to get it done. Need to get it out of my head now. So I have just spent the last probably hour or so drawing around my tags, and I got it wrong a few times because I drew around. I remembered leave enough space here for the holes, buttonholes, you know, for the rings. And then when I turned it over, what I should have done was that one at this side and left the gap at that side, so that when you turn it over, you know, they're both on the right side, but I didn't. So I've actually done that on one or two here, I think it is actually, and this one here I did the same, and you can see where I've rubbed it out and moved it over this way. It doesn't matter about this bit in here, you're not going to see it anyway, the lines where I did do it, that you probably will afterwards, but it's not that bad. You probably can't even see it properly on camera. It's not that bad actually, and I could always just do some fancy fly stitch or something down there anyway for decorative. Oh no, sorry, that's where the holes are going to be anyway. But even at that, if you can still see it later, I could always do some fancy fly stitch or something down there. But I have replaced the batteries in my dinky little sewing machine. It does run on electric, but it very conveniently also runs on batteries. So I've replaced the batteries in that. I have changed the thread to black, and I have just done a nice test sew on a piece of scrap that come off some of this material. And yep, I've just gone up and down it a few times just to gauge, and it's working fine. So yep, I am confident enough, and that's cool because I can use that in other projects now as a border or a bit of a snippet trim or something like that. I do have another piece somewhere and I can't remember what I've done with it. I haven't sewn it yet, but I do have another piece that I could sew up and down. I chose to do black because obviously it's going to stand out more and it gives me, pardon me, a nice border to work on. Let's see, pop that over there. I have also found, not that I need it now anyway, but I've also found my little buttonhole attachment for the sewing machine. No idea, absolutely no idea how this works, guys. So a few YouTube videos maybe in order to figure that out, because I honestly have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Or I might get Mum to show me. Yeah, I won't be using this one to do the buttonholes. I will be using the big machine, but just for the purpose of convenience of this video, this is smaller. So yes, let's get a sewing. So I've also made a fresh brew because again my other one went cold. So what I need to do now is, instead of keeping it together and sewing, I need to now open it up and sew, because I'm going to have 2 tags on one page. This may also just give you a little bit of an inkling as to what I'm talking about. Now I have it on straight stitch. I have it on straight stitch, and this is only a really basic sewing machine. I got this from Aldi a couple of years ago, not last year, year before. I think it was possibly even 2019. I can't remember. It could have been 2019. Anyway, just a cheap little sewing machine from Aldi, and I've got it on this one, which is a straight stitch, but the stitch is quite close together, so it gives me this. Focus. Yep, so it will give me that straight stitch, so it'll appear as just one nice thick line. And again, there are some different ones where the stitches are further apart, and then some zigzag stitches. Actually, this one does do a buttonhole there, so that might be interesting to have a play with at some point. But yeah, I've no idea on this one. Anyway, this one I just use for quick projects when I don't want to get the big one out. So I'm going to start on this one, and I'm going to start at the bottom right hand side. I don't know why, I just always do. Yep, and this machine does not go very fast, because that's just how I like it. Also, it's on batteries anyway. Just let me pull that bottom thread out a bit. It's not quite as long as the top one. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can line it up It's probably going to be slightly out because I am a bit rubbish when it comes to doing this, and before I'm doing anything I've just remembered, oh, the rear, I'm going to say I need to put my glasses on. I can't see a thing, but I've got my spare ones here, so I'll use those. They do still work. I can still see with them on, so that's good. Oh, yep. Oh, I can see now. Oh my goodness, I really need a new eye. I really need really need to book another eye test. Actually, I got a text message yesterday to book Taylor's, so mine is probably, oh no, Taylor's is 6 monthly now because he needs glasses now because he's short sighted. No, he needs this for distance. He's long sighted. Taylor needs this for distance. And he said to check back in 6 months rather than the usual 12. Whereas I am short sighted. I need mine for up close. Taylor needs this for distance. I need mine for this up close. Anywho, this is going to get a little bit noisy, but it's not as noisy as the other one. Like I said, it doesn't go very fast anyway. I'm going to put it on the slow one. I'm just going to do a bit of a back stitch there. Okay, let's stop it there, and then I usually do this bit by hand because I'm not very good at gauging when to turn corners and stuff either. So, and it's not going to be anywhere near straight, but I don't mind that. Adds a bit of personality. Okay, so now we're coming to the tag part, so I'm just going to turn that way. Don't think you can see that anyway. And just pull you down a bit, guys. And tilt you a little bit. You're probably still not going to be able to see, but do this bit by hand actually, because it's only a short distance. I could do with a clear foot on this actually, so I can see through it. I'm not sure if I've got one for this one. I think I've just gone completely out of the way with this, but okay. Then we'll go across this top bit. There, like that. One more. And then turn to come down. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. I'm pretty much on the line there. It's very hard for me to gauge. I'm not a sewer, so I don't know. I can't always gauge these things, so sometimes I find it easier to do it by hand with the wheel. Right, so I'll keep going yet. I think that's about it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so now we turn and come back down. Hopefully it'll meet at the bottom. Okay, so let's just backstitch that bit there. Okay, oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It's not a perfect tag shape, but I'm happy with it. Yes, very happy. Let's just get rid of some of these threads. I'm not bothered about all of them, but we'll get rid of some of them. Don't want them in the way. Again, I'm not going to do anything with that whole bit there because that will come later, but for the time being there is tag shape number 1. So then I'm going to, of course, open it back out and do tag shape number 2. And it doesn't matter if they line up, you know, some of them I've done one at the bottom here and I've done one further up at the top, some I've done in the middle and at the bottom. It doesn't matter because they're separate pages. They're going to be separate pages. It's just that once I've done my pretty design on that, the back of the sewing is going to be here on this bit, and then I will do my pretty design on that one, and then the sewing, the back of it will be there, and then what we do is we put that, close that up so they're back to back, and then sew around it there. Sorted. So you've just got the pretty on the front and that side, and all the uglies on the inside, but then you've got your page. I've left a bit of a gap on some of them at the top or at the bottom, because I'm probably going to either glue some words on there or maybe backstitch something on there. Like the first one is just simply white, so I was thinking maybe I could just draw white, like write with pencil the word white on there and then stitch over it maybe, or I could print it out or whatever, stamp it even on a piece of paper and then glue it on. Maybe, we'll see. But I don't think I'm going to do week 1, week 2, week 3, because although I have done weeks 1 to 9 on the actual tags, and I'm going to recreate them on these, as I said earlier in the other video, I think I'm actually going to kind of dip in and out of some of them, so they're not all going to follow in week order. Well, they probably will, but there'll be weeks where I've skipped, because like I said, some of them I think I'll just dip in and out of them and just go for the ones that I like, because I think that's what was putting me off in the first place, was the fact that, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that one, or I don't really fancy that one. I struggled so hard with the fly stitch and I nearly gave up on that one, and that was week 4, were it? Yeah, that were only week 4, and I was doing really well up until I got to fly stitch and couldn't get to grips with it, and because at the time it was a weekly challenge, I was like 3 weeks behind because I just could not get to grips with this fly stitch. It stressed me out that much. I kind of gave up, and then after that, that were it. Nothing really gelled, and I kind of semi-lost interest in everything then, so yeah, it's a shame. I'm just going to go forward a little bit with the wheel with this one, and then I'm going to push that button down and back stitch, because I found with this machine, for some reason, when I want to back, it goes a little bit fast for my liking when I want to try the back stitch. So now we're just going to sew straight across there. Are we still in frame? Yep. Not very straight like, but okay. And again, there, then turn. Doesn't matter if I'm on my pencil line or not, as long as I've got a general tag shape, it doesn't really matter. Let's see. I think I got that. Yep. That's it. Actually not doing too bad with this one. I'm actually managing to get it just right. Oh, watch me jinx it now. So it does not need to be a perfectly shaped tag or whatever, as long as, whoopsie, see, that's what I don't like about this machine. That button there is for the fast stitch button, and I've just gone way over, but never mind, it doesn't matter, I'm happy with that. Okay, happy with that, even though we are over, that's fine. Oh, actually not that much, that's not bad. Bit of a mess. See, it doesn't matter about that being a mess, and they're not perfectly lined, as you can see. let's move this now. You know, they're not perfectly in line. That one's higher up than that one, and that mess is there. But that mess, once we've finished, is going to be there on the inside. You're not going to see it. So, yeah, that is cool. I'm happy with those. I'm actually really quite pleased with that. That turned out better than I thought it was going to do. That one especially. And yeah, you can still see some of my pencil line there, but I'm not bothered about that either. So, okay. Yes. And I like the idea of doing like a little French knot or something in there, because that's a stitch I really feel I need to work on. But I think that'll look, excuse me, I think that'll look quite nice there. See, because these tags, when I did the tags, I didn't come all the way to the top. I actually left the top part of the tags, obviously for the rings to go through. So I think by putting a little French knot in there or something along those lines, I think would look really pretty. Yeah. Okay. So, I'll put that back on there for the time being. So that's page 1 done. Well, 1 and 2. Page 1, page 2. Tag 1, tag 2. Let's get these little bits of threads out the way. So that is on calico material as well. I love my calico. Yep, and I don't mind the frayed edges. I love that. So these edges are going to be the edges. So that's going to be the top, and then the little edges. And this bit here is going to be where the buttonholes are for the rings to go through. I may sew down there, like do the buttonholes first, and then maybe sew in between the buttonholes so that it all ties in. I might not do that in black, I might do that in a different colour. But then these edges are going to be frayed, so I like that. And obviously I'm going to sew around there, down there and across there too, just to keep this page together, so then you don't see the inside, but you will still get the fraying. But yeah, like I said, I might not do that in black. I think I'm happy enough with just the tags being in black. I might do the actual closing of the pages in a different colour maybe. We'll see. Might do it as a zigzag stitch as well. But yeah, quite happy with that. Okay, so that's page 1, as I said. So let's, no longer, only 17 minutes. Let's do another one. This is page 2. Not quite sure what sort of material this is actually. It kind of feels a bit like canvas or something. I'm not sure. It actually feels a bit like the calico, but it's more of a, I don't know. It's not calico. I don't know what it is, but I like it. And I think I messed up on this one. I think I've come too far over to the edge. I actually probably could have done with coming this way more with the tag shape, because I can go around the tags, not a problem, but then when I come to actually stitch it together, and this is a top, kind of like a top loading one if you will, so the holes will still go there, but then when I come to sew the pages together, I've not left myself very much room to sew down there next to where the tag shape is, so eek, we'll see. But let's just go ahead and get this done. So in we go. Oh yeah, couple of spaces with the wheel myself, and then back stitch myself back again. Okay, and then let the machine do the rest. There we go. Now I did kind of draw around the edges, because my tags do have the rounded edges. That's not straight. My tags do have the rounded edges, but I'm kind of opting to just go straight across while sewing. Let's see, where am I at? Need to put the chair right down for that bit. not far off. I need to come over maybe one more with the needle. That's it, yep, perfect. And then this way. That's it. Doing good on this one. I'm actually slightly over, but that makes up for being slightly under at the bottom. Okay with me. I've only just changed the batteries in this and it sounds like they could be on the way out again. You can tell when the batteries are on the way out because it actually starts going slower. But that doesn't bother me. I like it going slow. Yeah, I can use the big machine on auto saw. So again, I can use that with the foot pedal plugged in. The big one I can't use on batteries. I have to plug it into the mains. But I can use a foot pedal on. I can actually use a foot pedal on this one too, but I'm opting not to. And I can use a foot pedal on the big one as well. But I don't use the foot pedal on the big one either. But the big one has a speed dial on it here. And the lowest speed sewing setting on the other one is actually slower than what this one is. So I do prefer doing it on the other machine. But, as I said, this one is just a little bit more convenient desk space wise. So, let's just get these threads out of the way. And then, right, now I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time and go too fast. I'm now over. I'm now touching where I started, so I'm going to hold this button, push down, does a back stitch. So if you hold that down, it then starts stitching backwards, which again is called back stitch. If you let go, it then goes forwards again. So it's gone backwards and now it's going forwards. Again, back over the same stitching, which just gives it a bit more stability. Whoops, what have I done here? Oh, nothing. The thread got caught. Okay, so get rid of some of that. Again, I don't mind some of these threads left on, but for the time being, I'll get them out of the way. Like, I don't mind. Get off! I don't mind little bits like that being left on, but I don't want big long things. Oh, you can't even see. Sorry. Right, now we're going over this one, which is the one that I messed up and had to move this way. Obviously, I know which stitching I need to go over now. There we are. Okay, so again, let's just go over this a few times forwards, and then now I'm going to go back. So I'm going to back stitch. Okay, and then we're going to just let the machine go forward. Oops, a bit wobbly there. Okay. One more. Oops. Oh gosh, yeah, nowhere near straight, but you know. It's fine, that's my normal stitching. I love how my normal stitching is other people's messy stitching. Watch videos by other people like, we're going to do some messy stitching today. I'm like, oh, so I just need to stitch then, yeah? Just normal then for me, just normal stitching for me then, yeah? I don't even need to practice making it messy. Mine's just naturally messy. But it's for me, so I don't care. One more. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, another one more. That's the one. That way. Ooh, went too far with that one, so actually the needle's up, so let's just back it up a bit and pop the needle in. Yes, dead on there. I went a bit far then, although saying that, it probably would have been okay. I hate this, I can't judge at all. One more. Yeah, like I said, I think this metal foot, I think I need a plastic one, and then I can see through it, a clear one. So it's the same foot but clear, so I can see through it, then I can see my line. And I know you can get them, I've seen them. In fact, is that one on there? Yeah, the one on my other machine is a plastic one, clear one, so I can see through that. Like this bit of it, clear. Sorry guys, I keep knocking the tripod. Clear, so I can see through it. Maybe. Right, so do that bit by hand. There we go, back into the last where we started. So now I'm going to back stitch, go twice over it, let go, come back over it. Okay, needle up, pull it out. Where's this? Whoops. The threads have got tangled again, I don't know what's going on here. What have we got? There we go. Never throw these away, guys. Always keep your little threads. You can always find a use for them for something. I actually do waste a lot of these threads, sewing threads whilst I'm sewing, but I have loads anyway because I buy them cheap off Amazon. And when I'm out and about in shops and stuff like that, charity shops and stuff, and I see bobbins of cotton, I buy them. So, plus I've got some big massive ones from my mum upstairs. These ones she gave me, the corns, they call them corns. She gave me quite a few of those. That's a white one, and then I've got this green one. I've got this green one on the big machine. I love this one. It's a nice earthy colour, and of course there is loads on that, so you know. And I have like an extender thing for that to sit on, and it just sits at the back of the machine. But yeah, so there we go with page 2. And as I said, if you can see, I'm not sure, yeah you can just see, there's the outline where I made a boo-boo, but that's going to be where the holes go, where the button holes go for the rings. As I said, that hole there, well, it's not even a hole, but that mark there, this is going to be covered up, that little bit there, and this is going to be covered up with whatever I stitch onto there. And then the circles that I've drawn with pencil to remind me where the hole goes. I will either actually punch through that. No, I won't punch through it because you're not going to, it's going to be sewn together. So I'm going to say I will punch through it with my eyelet and with my crocodile and add things to it, but I can't do because I'm going to be stitching the page together. Anyway, well, I can just do my French knot in there or something in there, and then I can, you know, put a bulb pin through that if I want a dangle on it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is going. So that's 4 tags done, 2 pages, 4 tags. So 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page. It does not matter in the slightest that that's up instead of sideways, because like I said, eventually I'm going to sew around the whole thing anyway to make it one piece. The only thing that will matter is that these bits line up like that. So imagine that as with holes in it, and then you'll turn the page, and then that'll be on the rings, and then you turn that page. Yeah, so I am going to go off camera now and carry on sewing around these. So I've got 4 on there to do. I've got 2 on there to do. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that looks once I've sewn on it. I'm almost tempted to actually sew that, embroider that, just as its own tag design. nothing to do with the actual tag challenge. So there's 2 on there, and then there's another piece of that with 2 on. Yep, making sure they're the right way. That really doesn't matter until I come to bind it together. And then 4 on that one. But yeah, so I will sign off now, guys, because I've been 30 minutes with you doing this, and I'm happy now I've got that out of my system. I'm going to carry on and sew around those, and then when I want to do a tag I can just pick and choose what I do it on. See, this is why I don't want to number them, because the first one in the challenge is just white. Everything on it is white. Now I might want to do it on there, but I might want to do it on there because it's a nice neutral background. But then the next one after that is Kisses. Now I did it blue. I don't need to do it blue again. It's Kisses, and I might not want to do it on the back of that. I might want to move over and do it on here. I might just want to do a load of cross stitching on that one and sew that, like I said, because I've already got an outline there, so I could probably embroider that. Maybe I've never done it before, but I could probably have a go at that and then just do loads of kisses around it. I might not necessarily want to do it in order. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to get these pages done, and then I think I'll just jump around and do my own thing with them. But yeah, so I'm going to love you and leave you now, guys. So thank you so much for hanging with me while I get this out my system. I hope it's making sense. I really do. If not, it will eventually when I come to putting it all together. Oh, that's one that I did wrong. That was right, but then it should have been over this way, and I moved it over that way. See, so now if it was there, when I come to put the holes in there, they'd go straight through the tag on this side, so it needs to be at that side. I suppose I could rub that out and do it again, but we'll see. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye!